Welcome to Sports Trades. My name is Lou, and today we're going to talk about the 2018 NFC champion New Orleans Saints.
Pass is incomplete, no flag for Tommy Lee Lewis.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure what happened. So today, the 2018 Los Angeles Rams, how the entire roster was built from the ground up. All 53 men in exquisite detail. Draft, trades, free agency, waiver claims, any details that you could ever want to know about how this roster was built by Les Snead, I'm going to detail it in this video. Alright guys, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe before the video starts. First off, with the 33rd overall selection in the 2010 NFL Draft, they selected Roger Saffold out of Indiana University. On July 29, 2011, Jake McQuaid was signed as an undrafted free agent out of The Ohio State University. After the conclusion of the 2011 NFL regular season, the St. Louis Rams fired general manager Billy Devaney after 3 unsuccessful seasons. He would be replaced by current general manager Les Snead.
I will say this, just a quick philosophy. I do want this organization to be an organization that understands how to build, develop, and coach its football team to win division championships consistently. And that's what we're going to do. You're going to hear me say a lot of times that everybody in this building is going to be passionate about winning. Every player, every staff member, every coach. We're going to have a purpose. We're going to understand what we're trying to accomplish and why it works. And then we're going to go thrive. And you'll hear me say that a lot.
With the 14th overall selection in the 2012 NFL Draft, the Rams had selected Michael Brockers from Louisiana State University. Let me backtrack a little bit on how they got the draft pick acquisition. They got the 6th overall selection from the Washington Redskins in the Robert Griffin III trade, which I will refer to heavily in this video. The 6th overall selection used on Morris Claiborne was traded to the Dallas Cowboys in exchange for 2 draft picks, the 14th and the 45th overall selection. With the 171st overall selection, they selected Greg Zuerlein from Missouri Western State University. Moments following the 2012 NFL Draft, the St. Louis Rams signed undrafted free agent Johnny Hekker from Oregon State University. With the 13th overall selection in the 2014 NFL Draft, the Rams selected Aaron Donald out of the University of Pittsburgh. After dealing away the 44th and 153rd overall selections to the Buffalo Bills, they received the 41st overall selection, which they would use on LaMarcus Joyner out of Florida State University. Following the 2014 NFL Draft, the Rams signed Ethan Westbrooks, undrafted free agent from West Texas A&M.
You know, there are rumors that the Bucs would unload some talent through trades, and they made 2 moves, but not the big names most expected. Vincent Jackson, Doug Martin still on the team. Jonathan Casillas goes to New England, and the Bucs get a 5th-round pick for the linebacker, and they trade 1st-round pick safety Mark Barron to St. Louis for a 4th and 6th-round pick next year. So the Bucs are at least piling up draft picks. They now have 8 picks right now in next year's draft. Barron was the 7th player picked overall. That was just way too high to take as safety. And really, he's been labeled as a bit of an underachiever. He's played solid football, but not first pick impact kind of football.
With the 10th overall selection in the 2015 NFL Draft, the St. Louis Rams selected Todd Gurley II out of Georgia. The St. Louis Rams traded down from the 41st overall selection to get the 57th, 89th, and 201st overall selections. They would select Rob Harvenstein from Wisconsin University and Sean Mannon from Oregon State University, who was teammates with Johnny Hekker, and threw to Brandon Cooks. To understand how the St. Louis Rams selected Bryce Hager from Baylor University with the 224th overall selection, I want to backtrack real quick. I've reviewed the Robert Griffin III trade. With a 2013 first-round draft pick acquired from the Washington Redskins, they would use that to trade down with the Atlanta Falcons to acquire 3 draft picks. They would package the 198th overall selection along with the 184th to the Houston Texans to get Zach Stacy with the 160th overall selection. Zach Stacy was on the Rams for 2 seasons before getting replaced by Todd Gurley and being visibly upset on social media by tweeting "Yikes." Hours later, he would be dealt to the New York Jets for the 224th overall selection. Following the 2015 NFL Draft, the St. Louis Rams signed Matt Longacre, undrafted free agent out of Northwest Missouri State. Troy Hill was claimed off waivers from the New England Patriots despite never playing for the Patriots. He had spent the 2015 NFL season with the Cincinnati Bengals. In March of 2016, the newly relocated Los Angeles Rams wanted a new quarterback in Jared Goff. They knew it would take a humongous package to the Tennessee Titans to convince them otherwise. They would deal the 15th, 43rd, 45th, 76th selections of the 2016 NFL Draft and what would later be the 5th overall selection and the 100th in 2017. The 43rd overall selection was acquired via trade the previous season from the Philadelphia Eagles when the St. Louis Rams dealt franchise quarterback Sam Bradford in exchange for Nick Foles. The 100th overall selection in the 2017 NFL Draft was awarded as a compensational draft pick for the loss of Janoris Jenkins, a draft pick who was acquired from the Robert Griffin III trade. With the 110th overall selection, the Los Angeles Rams selected Tyler Higbee from Western Kentucky. Following the conclusion of the 2016 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams signed Corey Littleton from the University of Washington. After the Philadelphia Eagles waived 6th-round draft pick Blake Countess, he would be scooped up on waivers by the Los Angeles Rams. On September 28, 2016, Marquis Christian was claimed off waivers after he was let go by the Arizona Cardinals. On March 9, 2017, Robert Woods from the Bills and Andrew Whitworth from the Bengals would sign as free agents to the Los Angeles Rams. On April 5th, the Rams would sign John Sullivan, who had came from the Redskins along with Sean McVay, to be reunited. On April 7, 2017, Nickell Robey-Coleman would be signed as a free agent who played for the Buffalo Bills the season prior. The Rams made another deal with the Buffalo Bills. They would swap the 37th and 149th selection to get the 44th and 91st selections used on Gerald Everett and Josh Johnson III, who would make the game-winning interception in the NFC Championship game. The Los Angeles Rams would trade down from the 112th selection to get the 117th selection used on Josh Reynolds. The 197th pick that was included in this trade would be packaged in another deal for the 141st selection that was awarded by the NFL as a compensatory draft pick for the loss of Ronnie McLeod. That draft pick, those 2 draft picks, would be packaged to get Samson Ebukam. With the 189th selection, the Los Angeles Rams selected Tunsil Smart from Tulane. Moments following the 2017 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams signed undrafted free agent Justin Davis from USC. And probably on the same day, Johnny Munt would be signed as an undrafted free agent from Oregon. On May 6th, the Rams claimed Austin Blythe off waivers from the Indianapolis Colts. On March 8, 2018, the Los Angeles Rams signed Sam Shields away from his longtime team, the Green Bay Packers, in which he won Super Bowl 45 with. The Los Angeles Rams would deal a 2018 4th round and a 2019 2nd round draft pick to the Kansas City Chiefs in exchange for Marcus Peters and a 2018 6th round draft pick, in which I will refer to later. On the same exact day, the Los Angeles Rams would deal away their 5th round draft pick to the Denver Broncos in exchange for Aqib Talib, someone who worked with defensive coordinator Wade Phillips in the Denver Broncos Super Bowl LIII championship. Raheem Wilson had been signed away from the Kansas City Chiefs to join the Los Angeles Rams in free agency. After the Miami Dolphins released Ndamukong Suh and let him into the free agency market, he was signed by the Los Angeles Rams on a 1-year deal. On April 3, 2018, the Los Angeles Rams traded away the 23rd and 198th overall selections to the New England Patriots in exchange for Brandon Cooks and the 136th overall selection, which I will refer to later. The Los Angeles Rams traded down 2 spots with the Oakland Raiders to get the 89th overall selection in Joseph Noteboom and the 217th selection, which I will refer to later. On March 14th, the Los Angeles Rams traded away 2011 first-round draft pick Robert Quinn and the 209th overall selection acquired in the Marcus Peters trade to get the 111th selection used on Brian Allen and the 183rd pick, which I will refer to later. To understand how the Rams got Jonathan Franklin Myers, I want to refer back to the RG3 trade one more time. In the 2013 first-round draft pick that they got from the Redskins, the 22nd overall that was used on Trufant, that was dealt to the Atlanta Falcons, and one of the pieces that the Rams got back was Ogletree. He would be dealt with a 2019 7th-round draft pick to get the 135th and 176th overall selections. The first one, like I mentioned, was used on Jonathan Franklin Myers. John Kelly, I will refer to back in a moment. After trading the 136th overall selection that they got from the Patriots in the Cooks deal, they would flip that for the 147th and 197th overall selections. The 147th pick was used on Micah Kiser out of Virginia. The Rams get back the 160th overall pick that they had traded for Talib. How did they get it? Well, originally, Marcus Peters was dealt with the 209th overall selection, but the 209th overall selection was packaged with Quinn to get the draft picks for Brian Allen and the 183rd overall selection that was used on Sam Jones. So that's part one. Part two, they traded down 2 selections with the Raiders to get Jonathan Noteboom, and the Raiders threw in the 217th overall selection, which is in this deal. I absolutely do not know how to pronounce this dude's name, but he's the 160th overall selection. I've already recapped this trade when I brought up John Franklin Myers. So with the 176th overall selection, the Rams got Tennessee John Kelly, not to be confused with White House Chief of Staff John Kelly. How they got Jamil Demby is kind of a weird story. So the Rams traded away the 16th, 46th, 78th, and 222nd overall selections in the 2013 NFL Draft in exchange for a 2013 first-round draft pick that was used on Tavon Austin in the 71st selection. Tavon Austin, after a few decent seasons, would be flipped for a 6th-round draft pick that would later be used on Jamil Demby. The Los Angeles Rams would trade away E.J. Gaines, the 188th overall selection in the 2014 NFL Draft, and a 2018 second-round draft pick in exchange for Sammy Watkins, who left the team after 2017, but the Rams will get a 2019 compensational draft pick and a 2018 6th-round draft pick used on Sebastian Joseph Day. With the 205th overall selection, the Los Angeles Rams select Tavon Young. How they got that draft pick, let me backtrack just a little bit. They got the 197th draft pick in a package deal with the 147th that I mentioned earlier, in a trade from dealing away the 136th pick that they got in the Cooks deal. They got the 256th pick along with 244th pick, which I will refer to later, in a deal that traded away the 194th overall selection, which they got from the Lions the year prior, in dealing away Greg Robinson, the 2nd overall pick in the 2014 draft. That pick was from the Redskins in the RG3 deal. With the 244th overall selection, the Rams select Justin Lawler out of SMU. He was acquired with the 256th pick in exchange for the 194th pick, which the Rams got from the Lions the year prior after dealing Greg Robinson, who was the 2nd overall selection from 2014, a pick they got from the Redskins in the RG3 deal. On July 24th, 2018, the Rams signed Khadro Hodge from Perryview A&M. And on the same day signed free agent JoJo Natson. On October 8th, the Baltimore Ravens waived Darius Williams. He would be claimed by the Los Angeles Rams. On the day of the 2018 NFL trade deadline, the Los Angeles Rams moved a 2019 3rd-round draft pick and a 2020 5th-round draft pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars in exchange for Dante Fowler Jr. On December 18th, 2018, the Rams signed C.J. Anderson. Well, that basically recaps all 53 of the Los Angeles Rams Super Bowl 53 roster. If you liked the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow all my social medias. My name is Lou. Peace out.